What is up? What's up, guys? Welcome back. So today, Lester, we are doing the Olight Baton 4, and I started looking at stats comparing this to the Baton 3. If you like the Baton 3 and you're gonna buy a new one, get the 4. The premium comes with the this is the premium edition. Comes with a lovely little note inside there thanking you. But I really want to compare this to my favorite Olight from a flashlight perspective. So you guys know the last video I did was the O lantern, and I do love these. These things are awesome. It's got a fuzz on it. The O lantern, yeah. So if you want a lantern, for sure that. This is my everyday use Perun 2 Mini. I have been using this for a year. I burn it for about 2 hours a night doing chores in the dark. It's just, that's our lives. I have 2 of them, black and green. I love them. So I'm going to compare the Baton 4 Premium to the Mini Perun 2. And Olight is, as I always say, is extremely intelligent with their design choices. You'll see in a minute how well the Perun 2 works with the Baton. Okay, guys, before we get started looking at the light and all of its goodness, get in the description below. The sale already started right now, 30% off. Click the link, it'll take you right to Olight. If you want to buy anything on Olight outside of today, use my code ZCF10. You'll get 10% off everything, and we'll get a little bit of a kickback. It does not work on discounted items or the XR9. And now we move on to the light section of this video. Just so you guys know, I have already opened this. Just due to our schedule, I had to shoot the night portion of this video last night. And so I don't want you to think that I didn't open this. Now, my only complaint is that it came like this. And this little flappy do right here sticks out further than the front. So when I was trying to open it, I kind of like ripped that off. No bueno. This actually folds up in the front like that. Ta-da. Y'all know I don't read instructions. So if you guys are a new user, log in on Olight. You can get what's in the box. Open it up, you're going to see this. Now, having already opened this, I will tell you a couple things. One, don't open your box wrong. This is what it is, peeps. 2, this is fantastic. So this actually will come in black, OD green, blue, and at a minimum, the light itself will come in a candy cane. That is limited edition, 5,000 worldwide. I don't know what to tell you. So first thing out is the battery pack. This is a battery pack, rechargeable for the flashlight. And this is actually will accompany, as I say, Olight does a really good job of paying attention, upgrading their technology in a manner which promotes continued use. I guess I don't know how else to say that, because this will accommodate 5 different flashlights, including the Perun Mini and the Perun 2 Mini, the Baton 3, the Baton 4, and I think like a S1R or something like that. I don't know what that one actually is. So you're going to get the case. It's going to have the light in it already. And I already ripped it out, but there is a, I don't want to pull the light out yet. I don't want you to see it totally. There is a plastic strip in here that keeps this from charging while in transit. So you pull that out. And there's a plastic strip. We'll get to that in a minute. So you get the light and the charger. Pull this tab out. Throw that away. Don't need it. Pull this out. Another thank you. And what's in here is right what it shows, charge cord, which is a USB to USB-C. That's pretty much the standard. That's what they're going forward with. If you guys don't know what a USB-C is, it's this charger right here. Just a little oblong shaped one with the regular USB-C. If you have USB-C to USB-C cord, so if you have a cord with this on both ends, you can actually plug this into your charger, plug the other end into your phone, and charge your phone using this case, which is pretty cool. Good thinking, forward thinking, always forward thinking. You have two manuals. We don't use those. They give you a lens cloth, and I think that is for just wiping off this if you touch it. Oh, hello. And you get the strap. If anybody's ever done these straps before. How am I supposed to put this up through there? You're not going to ever get that to go through there and there. So they actually give you this little tool. It's a little hook-shaped tool. I did it, yay! Not gonna do it again, so just do it once. Boom. So now you have a little lanyard kind of thing to put it on. Hook it to your arm. So that's everything that's in the box. Super simple. I probably want to keep this empty, empty, empty. Now let's talk about the light itself. Lumens 300, 600, and 1300 on turbo. So the highest lumen is 1300, but that's on turbo. Your runtime on turbo is 1.5 minutes. On high, 600, 300, and 60 lumen. I'll let you guys just read the rest of that, so I'm not punching it down through there. But if you get down at the very end on Moonlight, which would be that right there, which I tell you, I'll show you in the night video. That's a decent amount of light for outside, in a tent, in your car, whatever. But that is going to last you, the Moonlight is going to last you for 30 days. On Moonlight, you would get 190 days. Now, if you start using the other power levels, obviously that's going to reduce that greatly. Okay, 35 hours total runtime on low, 8 hours total runtime on medium. So if you had your baton fully charged, the case will recharge it 5 times. So 30 hours times 6, 1 already charged, and then 5 additional. That'd be 6 times 30, 190. That'd be 180. It does say 190 days in the literature. So, but I don't know any other flashlight that you can run that long at all. Weight, 52.5 grams, including the battery. Let's test that. Don't mind my dirty crack scale that I use for soap making. Oh, if you're new to the channel, we make soap. Handmade goat milk soap. Some of it looks like this. Check us out on Etsy. The links are attached. Let's go to grams. 52.5 grams, including battery. That is just the light. That is not the charger. All right, we shall reveal the light to you anyway. It is absolutely gorgeous, actually. I'll just turn around like that. 63.62 grams. This scale is exceptionally accurate. I use it to measure live. It's within a gram easy. 100.05 grams. This is a 100 gram weight I use to calibrate my scale. 60.97 grams. So 52.5 grams is slightly off. Let's go to ounces. It says 1.85 ounces, including battery. That was tear. Learn to use your tools, bruh. Now I gotta go around the horn. Good night. Okay, we're on ounces now. 1.85. I wonder if the magnet is messing up the... That's 1.87 ounces. Let's go back to grams. Yep, I think the magnet, so this is magneted on the bottom, as you guys know. I think the magnet was messing up the scale. So 52.5, and this is 53.1. That's tolerable. That's the weight. Now, let's look at this little beauty. This is all metal. This is metal. Everything is metal. It's all metal. When you get this, you're going to need to unscrew this. It makes a cool sound. It's really just this clip dragging on there, but it sounds cool. You're going to need to unscrew that, pull out the plastic piece that's blocking the battery, screw this back in. As you can see, there's the rubber ring right there because it's water resistant. Tighten her up nice. Now what's nice about this shows you your brightness level. This shows you your battery charge. And when you kick it on, those things are going to light up. Do you want to see how tiny it is? It's less than the length of my finger. 2.5 inches. Super lightweight. Very, very powerful. So when you scroll through, you'll see I went up a level. That's the light indicator came up one more. Then it goes off, so you're not burning juice. One touch to turn off. Okay. One touch to turn on. Hold down for light adjustment. Hold down again for the next level. Hold down again for the brightness. Now this also has a strobe. It has two things. One, it has a lock. If you hold this down for 2 seconds, it will lock your light. Now I can't just bump it. See your 3 lights indicator turned on that the light is locked. Those will go out. I can't just bump it while it's in my backpack. If I don't have it in this case and I throw it in my pocket, I can't just bump it and turn it on and burn my battery. Okay, so hold it down again for 2 seconds. 1, 2. It'll indicate to you that it is back on. Now here is strobe. 3 quick taps. Booyah, seizure warning. It is a legit little light. Again, forward thinking as Olight tends to be. You have your Perun 2 Mini. Basically the exact same light, except this is forward facing, this is sideways facing. I use this on my headlamp every single night with my headlamp strap. Okay, so the Perun 2 Mini fits right in there. Red light comes on indicating that it is charging. Light's charging. Close your flap. There's no function on this. There's no function on the Perun 2 that you can use this switch for, but this is actually a switch and your battery indicator. Should say in this case is charged to 100%. So I already showed you guys a little bit. One, this is magnetic. It's not coming out of there. So if you flip this open or it dangles somehow and ends up being open, it's not coming out. You have to pull it out of there. Two, this has the candle light function. You can barely see that, but if you hold this button in, it's going to increase in brightness to the max. And then you can hold it in again and it'll decrease to the minimum. So you can leave it right in the case, use it just like that as a flashlight. Close the lid, turns the light off. If you put the Baton 3 in this case, I don't know if that function exists. But guys, this is absolutely gorgeous. Well made, laser cut, but the button is all metal. The lights are very, very clear. Both the headlight and the indicator lights. It's just a sweet little light. This is going to live in my, I don't know what to call it. Most people call it a bug out bag. I just call it my everyday carry bag. If I have enough time in this video, I will pop some of that video in at the end of this. So watch to the end if you want. So this is also, if you already have a Perun 2 Mini or you already have one of these head straps that has the buckle in the front like that, this light will go right in there just like that, just like the Perun. Pull that around. Functional. It's not blocking any buttons. It's designed that way intentionally, I believe, because you don't want to put your light in here, and I'll show you what I'm talking about in a second. You don't want to put your light in here and have it spin around and be trying to find the button because the button's back here now. Whereas the Perun 2 Mini, the button's on top. So no matter how you have this in here, you can just hit the top. So this clip keeps the light straight. So if you do put it in a headband, it's always right there in the front. And these are always removable. I'm not going to take it off because it is challenging to get off, which is good. So that'll make sure that your light goes in your head strap straight. Strap it down without looking if you want, and it's ready to use. Now, the Perun 2 Mini, you can just spin it 180 degrees basically, which is nice because when you have this strap to the front of your head and you want to spin it down a little bit or spin it up a little bit, you can do that. This is definitely a side mount. I'll show you. So I show you this in the night video too, but it's dark. But this is a side mount light like this. And like I said, that keeps that button right there. Easy to use, easy to access. Turn it on or off. You can press it and turn it on. You can press it and hold it to increase your light, blind the camera, turn it off. Okay. The only problem I have with this is when I go to the barn at night and I put a headlight on, I tend to turn my hat around. And having turned my hat around, I'm catching a lot of light out of my peripheral. So I turn my hat back around and the light is being reflected off the bill. So I'm not getting as much in my peripheral vision, but it's still there. So I don't know how to account for that. Maybe, I don't know if you move it forward, you would have to make some adjustments. Or that. I don't know if they make a lot of companies have a strap that goes this way and then one that goes this way. They could put a mount up there so you put it right on top of your head. That might be a nice option. But I played with this last night and I have my only feedback on the light itself is that it is blinding in my peripheral. That is it. It is absolutely fantastic. It is super bright. This is 1100 lumens and this is 1300 lumens on max. So the other thing with this, the Perun 2 is more of a flood light, and this is very, very concentrated, like a flashlight, like you're pointing it at something you want to see. So think of this as more of a flashlight and this as more of a flood. That's my opinion. But I love this thing. It will be hard for me to convert to this, but I do like the crispness. I don't know if you can see. Try to show you how like absolutely crystal clear that lens is, and that is why they even send you the little lens cloth. So they send you a lens cloth, and I assume it's to keep that super clean because that thing is crystal clear. I don't know if you do a comparison. This one is a tiny bit foggier. Try to get it as best I can lined up there. But there's definitely a difference in the clarity of the lens. This is just super, super crisp. Okay, so before we get into the night video, I'll pop my Perun 2 Mini in and just to show you guys the comparison from a side by side. So I do turn my hat around. I don't know why, personal preference. And the Perun 2 goes up here. And then I have access to pop it like that, turn on, turn off. Now, what you can't do is press the button like this. So I've been using this for like a year now, I think, roughly. And so I'm just used to reaching up with my big old claw and like grabbing and turning it on. So I'm just used to it. And if you go the other way, I'm almost always carrying something in my right hand, even if I'm just holding the, so that's a clear difference for me. Part of the problem with this, I guess, is I'd want it on the right-hand side of my head because that's where I'm right-handed. I don't think I want to try to fiddle. Oh, let's fiddle. Oh, let's do some fiddling. My mic is on the side of my head, y'all, so you're probably getting a bunch of static noise. That's not hard at all. That's not even challenging for my brain. Okay. I will tell you 100%, if something was lurking out in the woods and I was going out to exterminate said thing to keep it away from my goats, I would pop this on 1000%. No questions asked over the Mini 2. This is a good solid work light, but this is a spotlight for sure. And it would go with me. No. All right, y'all. We are in the barn. In case you didn't know, I said we raise goats. Oh. There's a goat. The rest of the goats are kind of in their baby stalls. and the other stalls that you see closed. Let me point you at the dark side over here with my cobwebs. So the Perun 2 Mini has, let me see, I have to turn it on. That's full bright, okay. So that's the low level. I turned it off like an idiot. That's the medium level. That's the high level. And that's burn. Since the Baton is a forward facing light, I'm gonna strap that here on the side of my head like that. Button is out. And we'll do the same test on the wall over here. Okay, Perun 2 on low. Baton on low. Okay, Perun 2 on medium. Baton on medium. Perun 2 on bright. The Baton on bright. I would say that's a significant difference in brightness. This is the burn on the Perun. That's nice. This is the burn on the Baton. I don't, maybe I'm not seeing it because I'm standing here live looking at the camera, but I don't see a huge significant difference. So that's the indoor test with lights on. I'm gonna back way up and shoot all of that again with the lights off so you can see there's a difference in light output, reflection from light when you're shooting inside, or when you have your lights on inside versus outside. You're not gonna have as much kickback, throwback of light from reflection when you have your light on outside versus inside. So we'll do it all again with the lights off. Okay guys, so we're full lights off. I'm about 30 feet from that wall. Well, not full lights off, I haven't had light on, but I'm about 30 feet from that wall there. I wanted to get a good distance back, and I wanted to give you a gauge of how far away I am from that wall so you can see the brightness. So that's full lights off. This is gonna be the Perun 2 Mini on low. We'll make sure it's on low. Medium, high, low. So that's the Perun 2 on low, and that is the Baton on low. Perun 2 Mini on medium. Baton on medium. I'm noticing that the further away I am with the Baton, the more concentrated. The Perun tends to flood a little more, and the Baton kind of stays focused at distance. So I kind of like that a little. Perun 2 Mini high, Baton high. Now it's flooding more. Interesting. Last one, Perun 2 Mini on flood, Baton on flood. Nope, not flood, burn. Yep. Those might be about the same. The Baton feels like, I think it looks a little brighter. Okay guys, we are out in my backyard. As you can see, total darkness. I am 130 feet from the tree line. So this is the Perun 2 Mini on low. Really, you can see here in front of you pretty well, but as I go up at the trees, nothing. This is the Baton on low. Kind of the same effect. Really good up close, nothing in the trees. Perun 2 Mini on low and medium. So you're starting to see the trees pop out there. This is the Baton on low and medium. So really, at least to me in the camera right now, it looks to be about the same. Now, from standing here looking at it, it is definitely giving better coverage in the tree line. This is the Perun 2 on medium and high. So there's the tree line. Gorgeous. Love this. I absolutely love this light. I know, I'm trying to highlight the Baton, but man, the Perun 2 Mini is just stellar. Okay, this is the Baton on low or medium and Baton on high. Very nice. Very, very nice. Again, I feel like this is a more focused beam, and the Perun 2 floods a little bit more. So this is a tighter beam. Okay, we're gonna do what I think they call it burn. I call it burn as well. But burn is only going to last you on battery for 2 minutes, and then it's going to automatically kick down to the next lower level. So that's high on the Perun. That's burn. There's the baton on high. Again, gorgeous. And then burn. See, it's a very, very much... That is definitely a more concentrated beam. Good night. I wish... Let me see if I can find somewhere further. From this distance to the barn is 330 feet. So that's low for the Perun. Not getting a lot of anything there. And that is low for the baton. Medium for the Perun. Again, picking up a little bit more. You can kind of start to see the barn back there a little bit. Medium for the baton. See the shape of the barn right behind the light is starting to pop the shape of the barn a little bit there, except I flooded the camera with my finger. There it is. Okay, the Perun on high. There's the barn. 330 feet, guys. The baton on high. Ooh, daddy. Oh, that's ridiculous. Okay. Sorry. And then we will do the Perun on burn, which just basically lights up everything like the sun. I feel like I'm at an eye doctor's appointment. We'll do the baton on burn. Ah, turned it off. My bad. Yeah, so I don't know if that was much difference. Let's start it on low. There you go. I don't know if you can see that barn. Oh yeah, you can see the barn across the street. That's 525 feet. Those two white blips right there is the front of the neighbor's barn. That is 525 feet from here. Yeah, guys, I mean, I don't know what else to say other than these are legit lights. Okay, so I'm just covering it so we don't blind the camera too much. First of all, that's really hot. Second of all, is that bright enough for you? Can you see the bones in my freaking hands? Jeez Louise. The baton being on the side of my head right there, you can see as I move out away from that, it does blind my eye a little bit when I'm walking. I do have my hat backwards. I always wear my hat backwards at night when I have a light on my head, but it might be something that... Okay, so I did turn my hat around, you can see, and now the flood is hitting my hat. You can see I'm shadowed right here, so it is not necessarily directly affecting my peripheral. I don't mind it with the hat forward. You could probably adjust it up your head or side a little bit more, or maybe move it back a little bit more, and it would be less peripheral. It's not really, though. It really is much better with the hat forward, for sure. I'll have to play with it a little bit more and see how it works out. But for now, legit light, guys. Totally legit. I want to show you one more thing. You can set this up like this. You can't really see it. You see the front light on there. You see that it's here. Let me show you the setup I have going here. I caught some leaves in it. That's going to happen. So you can set this up like this. Let me turn it this way so you can see the battery indicator. The battery indicator there shows up quite nicely in the dark, actually. Let me turn this off. Pop that for you. Doing some funny stuff to the camera, but I'm telling you, like, from just looking at it with my eyes, it's perfect. You can see it easily. Okay, so what I've done is I've set this up. You can leave it in the case, open the lid like that. You can use it as a flashlight in the case. You can turn it all the way up, same as you would. Now this is more of a candle effect, but you can turn that all the way up the same as you would as if it was not in the case, and you can turn it all the way down like that. So it's basically just a little candle glow. You can set it like that in your tent or whatever. Turn this off, and it's a nice little... It'd be an amazing nightlight. I have my hand above it. Maybe you would see how much it's actually... That's about 2 feet above it, 2.5 feet. There are the lights That's the battery indicator lights, the 3 on the side. And then the on is the 1 on the left. And as you crank it up, you see it dial up. So could be a nice little flashlight just in the case. Be charging as you go. You know exactly how much power you have left. Or you can crank it way down. Way down. Close the lid and it turns the light off. Show you guys one more thing. So we'll talk about with the strobe at night. It is legit crazy strobe. Somebody doesn't find you, I don't know what to tell you. Let me turn it down to low. There, you can see that it's on there. Now if you hit the button 3 times really fast, you get that strobe. So if you need to blind somebody, strobe somebody, or be rescued, you have that. Alright guys, that is it for the Baton 4 Premium with charge case. It is amazing. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. I wish it would also rotate around so I could have a forward mount or like a top head strap so it could sit on top of my head and look that way. But other than that, that's my own personal preference. I like the light straight in front of my face. Not such a big fan of it being on the side of my head, but we do honest reviews here, and that is my opinion. All in all, amazing light, amazing charger, and it'll get done what you need to get done. So that's it for that, guys, and we'll see you tomorrow.